How are you ladies doing today?
I'm Laura. Yeah, we're good. We're good. It's just about starting to go dark here now, and you've still got the sunshine.
Yeah.
So whereabouts
Yep.
you whereabouts are you based?
I am in Oswego,
Where's that?
I've never heard of it.
No.
New York.
Oh, New York.
Hey,
Oh, we know New York, yeah.
That's about all.
I'm up by Lake Ontario. It's a college town, Oswego, New York.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I've
you
not
have plenty
got
of football match, college football matches, and that sort of American football matches, shall we say? Yeah, football games. I don't know if I'm using the right terminology. I'd go nuts.
Two and a half hours from Buffalo, I think.
All right, okay, yeah. That's not well.
I've not heard of that either.
I know where Buffalo is.
No.
Yeah, I know where Buffalo
Is it very scenic, full of,
Oh, it's beautiful up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots to see and do.
I always dream of living in a forest in a little tiny house.
I think we all do.
I'm in a concrete box right now. It's really poo.
Oh,
We live in a field, pretty
Yeah.
much. A field with a farm across the road, so it's
Yeah.
No.
it's quite cute. So, yeah, I'm Lara.
Sally.
Zoe.
Zoe.
hey.
And we also have Emma on our little team. And every Wednesday we just do a bit of a chat with new people just to make new friends and find out what
Awesome.
everyone else is doing. So that's why we thought we'd invite you on. So, tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you want me to start and how much time do you have?
Well, we've still got a fair bit of time.
Yeah, time, yeah.
No.
So, where you were born? What happened in
Okay, well, I was born in Syracuse, New York.
Mhm.
I left Syracuse, New York when I was 8 and moved to a little town called Williamstown in Oswego County in New York. And it was there that I had my first experience.
Right.
And I don't know if you guys have gotten any of that background, but I could tell the story again if you'd like.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Yeah. Okay. It was probably late November, early December of, I want to say like 1984. And a buddy of mine asked if I wanted to go to his brother's cabin and hang out. We were playing cards, had the fireplace going, whatever. He had his back to the door. Now, this is deep in the woods, and where the sun was coming through, there was no snow, but in the shaded areas, which there was a lot of snow, and it was pretty cold. Probably around 11 o'clock at night. I want to say somewhere in there. He had his back to the door, so I was facing the door, and we're playing cards, and I saw the door handle just like turning, and I was scared shitless. I jumped up and slapped the lock on that thing, and I'm like, "Who's there? Who's there?" Nobody's answering, and then whatever it was tugging on the door now, and we were scared. So now I'm looking at the door, and to my right is a window. It's a double hung window, and they had built this cabin probably, I'd say, 2 feet off the ground. So, and I'm almost 6 foot. I could stand outside the cabin and look just into the window. Whatever was standing outside was almost to the top of the second pane of the window, and it just kind of went like this, like it was looking around inside, and then it moved off. So we waited till daylight, and I went outside to look, and I found the tracks in the snow, and they went across there's like a little rocky brook right next to the cabin, and it went across that and up the embankment. But what got me was like the stride was so far apart going up the embankment. And I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, is this for real? But then I'm thinking to myself, who's gonna put like any kind of a shoe print on backwards and come down that hill? Or, in order to go up the hill with that kind of a stride, you'd have to have somebody pulling you with a rope so you can make a bigger step up. And it just didn't make sense to me. Not, pitch black in the middle of the woods.
God.
No, so.
Well, yeah,
Of course, years later, when computers were a thing and stuff, I got on and I made a report. So it's in the BFRO database for my area. If you guys ever look that up, you'd be able to see it in there.
Let's have a look.
Yeah.
One of our friends who comes on, he's very much into, Bigfoot and UFOs. He's not in tonight, which is a shame because I thought he might have come on for this one, but he must be busy. Yeah. So you've had a real interest for a long time, haven't you, in Bigfoot?
Since I was a little boy, yeah. I mean, I can remember watching reenactments they had on TV back then, and it used to scare the crap out of me. But I was fascinated. Like, there's something out there that we don't know about, Yeah. And I don't know. It stuck with me, I guess.
And did you say you were 8?
Excuse me?
Did you say you were 8 years old when you first saw you in the cabin?
When I was 14.
14, right? Okay, I missed that. Right, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
And then, of course, we'll go like years later, because once social media and stuff got real big, then everybody started like sharing all their stuff, where before you couldn't really.
Yeah.
And that's when I found out that a girl I grew up with, I actually used to babysit her and her sister. Her dad lived on the road that cabin was on, and it goes way up into a hill. So it's like near the Adirondack Mountains. And she told me that her father saw one off the back of his porch, because their house was on a hill, so the backyard sloped down. And you think of the thickest forest you could think of. That's what it's like up there. And that's when I was like, oh, if he saw one, that's literally like only like a mile or two from where we were. So then fast forward to about, I say 3 years ago, maybe. My wife and I were walking a trail at a place called the Sterling Nature Center. And my wife looked down and she was like, "No way." I'm like, "What are you like?" We're just walking a trail. And I looked down and she goes, "Is that a footprint?" And I had to get down and look at it. And I was on my hands and knees and I was putting my fingers in the toe prints and everything. And I'm like, "You got to be kidding me." This is, and then we started walking again, and we got maybe 3 steps and we found another footprint. So,
yeah. How big would you say?
Geez, one of the prints was like just the front part, like I don't know how to say it. There was no heel, like it stepped down with the front part of its foot and didn't set its heel down or something. And then the other one was a full print, and that one had to be, I don't know, maybe 16 or 17 inches, I think. And you could see signs. I mean, if you guys have read anything about it, there, like, we saw branches that had been placed because the heavy side of a tree that had fallen over would not be at the top of this structure.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like if something had fallen naturally, the thinnest part of the tree would be the highest up.
Yeah.
You know,
So it'd been moved.
Yeah, we saw that, and we figured the next time we come out, we'll gift it. And we put some apples out there, and we came back the next day. The apples were gone, but anything could have taken them.
Mm.
You know.
Paranormal Skulks just said, what was the distance between the footprints? And are you thinking by its stride it was something very tall?
So at the Sterling Nature Center, I didn't have a tape measure with me, but like I said, we only found 2 prints, and they were, geez, they had to have been 6 or 7 feet apart. I mean, I'm not saying that it was, you know, a right foot then a left foot. I want to say they were both the right foot that we saw. So when it was walking, I'm thinking that was the soft side. So we saw two right foot prints, I guess.
Wow. So do you actually go out looking for
Yes.
Bigfoot now? You do?
Yes, actually, I got put out of work. I have ankylosing spondylitis, and yeah, it's been a challenge the last couple of years trying to get the medicines right and everything so that I can get out and start doing stuff again. But I did one. It's on my channel. I was walking through the woods telling stories and whatever. And then on my way out of this place, it's called the Happy Valley Nature Center, maybe, I think. It's huge. It's like an old town that was between Altmar Parish and Williamstown. And the story was that the people in that town seemingly vanished overnight. Nobody knows what happened to them. And there's all kinds of weird, creepy stuff in there. So I've actually done some stuff in there also, where an old schoolhouse had been burnt down, and the fire departments from the different areas were coming in there. What they found was they think was a serial killer from the Syracuse area.
No.
Or from up there, was going down and snatching children and bringing them back and killing the kids.
Wow.
Because when they put the fire out and they investigated to see what caused the fire, they found this big, like a steel fireplace kind of thing, like a wood stove, I guess. And they found the bones of several children inside of it. So we went back to that site, and I did an EVP session, or not EVP, the spirit box. Mm-hmm. And if you watch that one where we were looking, it says the spirit box comes and says, "We were just children." Oh. And I was like, wow. "Holy crap!" Yeah. And that was crazy. It's
I'll have to watch that. It's sad as well, though, isn't it? That's really sad.
Yeah. And then in one of the videos also that I put in there from my visit to Happy Valley, on my way out, I was going a different way, and I looked down over the the ground slope down, and I saw a structure, and it's in the video. I, of course, because of my my condition, I was like, if I go down there, I'm probably not gonna make it back up. But man, I saw it, and if you look at it, it's like there's no freaking way that some random, like, because this place is riddled with dirt roads that go everywhere. It's like in the middle of nothing. And I saw that structure, and I wanted to go down so bad. And I was like, man, as soon as I get my health back, I'm going to revisit that site.
Yeah.
Because there's got to be something. Something built it. It's not like a bunch of trees falling over. Something built this thing. It was huge.
No.
Just it makes you question everything, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Bigfoot is. Then. What do we think it is? Or is, do you know what I mean? It's like,
those are honestly the question that everybody's trying to figure out. I mean, if you're a conspiracy theorist, then you're probably thinking the government already knows what these things are, you know,
yeah.
and they've probably got one. And I've heard all kinds of stories, but I mean, they're fun to listen to, but really trying to figure it out yourself. I want to go in there. And, I mean, I've been doing so much research on this that, you know, I watch these shows of people trying to find Bigfoot. I'm like, what they don't realize is you don't find Bigfoot. Bigfoot finds you. And the best way to get an encounter is to visit the same spot over and over again, you know, and go there and clear your mind, you know, be at peace. And because if they, you know, like most animals, right? If they feel whatever your emotions are coming off you, they're going to stay away. If you're like angry or anxious or whatever, you know, it seems to be when people are kind of at peace, enjoying themselves, is when something might show up.
Right.
So, I mean, something that's like, it's got to be at least 8 foot tall, maybe bigger. How does it keep itself hidden?
I know.
So I came up with a theory a long time ago. Say a Bermuda Triangle. You guys know about the Bermuda Triangle, right? Yeah. So like there's a squadron back in the 1940s that were flying off the coast of Florida, and they were going out to this little island where they would like mock bomb that island as practice runs or whatever. And they turned to go back towards Florida, and that's when they lost like communication with everything, and they just vanished. My theory was that there are like portals, I guess, and we can't see them. And I want to think that somehow they if you go through one, it's weird to say, but if you're into movies like I am, I think that they tell us in these movies like doorways, right? If you open a door, it goes somewhere else, you know? So like the portals are the same thing. So I remember I was on a podcast a long time ago, and these guys were talking about Bigfoot, and they're from northern New York, and they started saying they can cloak. And I'm like, they can't cloak because that takes technology. So, and he goes, well, you know, Bigfoot run across the road, you know, in the woods, and you look and he's not there. I'm like, I've seen a deer run across the road in front of me and look, and I couldn't see the deer either.
Well, so it makes you wonder, because it's like chameleons. They are masters of camouflage, aren't they? You have to really look for them, and that's an animal with that capability. And there's nothing to say that, you know, that this animal, this Bigfoot, has that ability, you know, as well. It doesn't necessarily just have to belong to a reptile if we're keeping ourselves open-minded here, you know. So there's lots of possibilities there. That's exactly what I was thinking then, because it might not necessarily, like you say, be cloaking. It could be that they've just got the knack to be able to blend into the surroundings to the point where they do become invisible, you know.
Yep. Have you ever seen Harry and the Hendersons?
Oh, yes, I was brought up on that, you know.
Yeah.
Remember at the end when Harry was saying goodbye to everybody, and then you see all the other Bigfoots like stepping out, and they were right there in plain sight.
They just turned around, didn't they?
Yeah. So I think that's what it is. I think that they're just masters of camouflaging themselves, and I mean, I used to play paintball, and I was so camouflaged once. My brother had stepped right next to my head, didn't even see me sitting there. So, you know, it's possible, and I don't like to follow what everybody else is saying, because I'm like, I appreciate the effort and to try to bring light to this and stuff like that, but I have to know for myself. And I'm one of those, the proof is in the pudding, and if there's no pudding, there's no proof.
Yeah, I see it to believe it kind of snap. And plus with your experience, it's fueled that, that curiosity, and you want to find answers, for it. And it's like trying to, I wouldn't say hunt down, I don't know if that's the right word to use, but you're trying to locate something that is so elusive and, a master of camouflage, because there's, like you say, the signs that it's there. You had your experience, there's lots of experiences out there, so there's got to be something,
Yeah, definitely. I believe that there's something out there, it's like, in no offense to anyone, but I had someone talk to me like, why do you believe in this? And I'm like, do you believe in God? And he goes, of course I believe in God. I go, have you ever seen him? He's like, no. And I'm like, there you go.
Yeah.
You can't prove that something doesn't exist.
I was very similar before I started doing this, paranormal investigating with the girls, and it was only until I had my own experience that made me kind of think differently about it. Whereas previous to that, I used to, as you know, Sal and Lara, I used to call it out and go, yeah, right, but until it happens to you, and then you go looking for it and you find something, and some of the things you can't explain, but there's occurrences, things are happening in front of you as well. You just can't explain it, but for a fact I've just experienced that. So it's a lot of people are like that. They have to have that evidence or that experience before they, but when it comes to religion, I think, a lot of people do that to feel connected, to have like a purpose. It kind of it feeds their soul in a different way. And because there's a lot of people out there that have got that faith and, that spirituality around that faith, it's something that feeds their souls. So, they believe even harder, and everybody's got their own beliefs, which is a good thing to have, so whether it's believing in the paranormal, believing in Bigfoot, believing in God, I think, but everyone's got their own reasons for it. And, you can't say, well, they're not the right reasons, if you know what I mean. Because, they've got that feeling and connection.
This is the thing.
I mean, I believe in God. I absolutely believe in God. And I've been doing like kind of a deep dive this past year. This is just my belief. I think everybody, and you can say this, use it metaphorically speaking or whatever, but a demon, whether it's an actual demon or just a condition, right? I think everyone or almost everyone has something inside them that's not supposed to be there. And until, and it doesn't take someone else to remove it. I just, anytime somebody gets like, you see somebody raging out or whatever, I think that's something else speaking through that person,
Dark side, isn't it?
So I was struggling with it, and I knew I had something going on with me. So I went and got put on a medicine to help me calm down. And the medicine just didn't seem like it was, I mean, it felt like it was trying to work, I guess you could say, but there was still something, like, I'll give you an example. I was sitting in my living room. My wife was right around the corner doing laundry, and she was talking to me, and I don't know why, but just hearing her voice, I was like, and I don't know why. And it scared the hell out of me. So I go, something's going on. So one night, about a year ago, I was laying in bed. My wife was in our spare room with our great niece. And I just got frustrated, and I said, whatever's inside me needs to go. Get out of me. Get out of me. I don't want this, and I fought, just like trying to force whatever it was inside me out. And then, the next morning I woke up and it was like a weight had been lifted, and I felt incredible. And then, as I left my bedroom and started walking in the hallway, I got this overwhelming, like a feeling of love. I've never felt it before. It was so strong. And it's like a hug, but it's like hugging your whole body. That's the only way I can explain it. And when I first did, I started crying. Cause that kind of love. I've never felt like that before, ever.
That sounds beautiful.
And then I almost instantly started getting sad, because I'm like, what if nobody else is feeling this? Or, I felt bad that the other people can't feel this, because this was incredible for me. And if you ask my wife, she'll tell you, I'm a different man because of that. It's changed my whole life and my outlook on everything.
That's good. That's good. What an awakening that was for you.
Yeah, it was something. That's why I say, if you believe, I don't know. I've tried reading the Bible, and I can't. It is for whatever reason,
isn't it? Though, I think
it's a difficult read for me, I guess, is what it is. So, but I'm a person of faith. I don't go to church or anything, but I mean, I don't think I need to go to church to be close to God.
Same. Yeah. Same.
Although you'd see like all that stuff there, and you're like, this guy is not.
Hellraiser.
I'm all for the Halloween. I've always been a big Halloween fan, but
good fun though, isn't it?
Yeah. And I've got several $100s in costumes and weird stuff.
It's great fun dressing up and stuff like that.
Halloween here just isn't the same as the US.
It's not, is it? We don't do it as good.
No, you'd come here and you'd be so underwhelmed. You'd just be like, what is this?
Oh man, here that's all about the scare.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, I'm almost 6 foot, 240 pounds, and I'd go to a haunted trails. They have them all over the place up here, and the young kids that are walking us through the trails are looking at me, going, "Hey, you need to come get a job here." They're all like, "You're a big dude. You can scare the hell out of somebody."
I've been chased through the cornfield with they're all actors. They have they lay things on. You have to travel to it, but they're carrying a chainsaw and chasing us through a very muddy cornfield, and you can't run fast enough because you start freezing up. And they really come at you. You think, shit.
That's terrifying in itself that you can't move.
Yeah. It was great fun. We need to do more of that in the UK, I think.
And here people do. They go, "Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead."
The first year I went to one of those, it was like a maze with the guy with the chainsaw. And he looked at me with the chainsaw in his hand and he was like, so I looked at him and went, as in, what are you going to do? Trying to act really cool, like I was all right with it. And then he just ran at me. I turned and I was knocking 4 and 5-year-old kids out the way, like, get out my way, get out my way. They were like bowling pins. So
that's awesome.
I mean, yeah, it was scary enough, but I'd love to come to the US just for Halloween. I've done.
You would have the most fun, I think, if you go to the right place. But I mean, I used to take my kids and I would dress up, just to walk with the kids. And one year I dressed as Michael Myers, and I had a cop go by, put a spotlight on me.
Wow.
Tell me you started dancing.
Kids, I would stay behind my kids, so I was a good distance behind them, but I was watching them. And other kids that would pass them would look up and see me, and they'd cross the road so they wouldn't have to walk next to me. And
you have the cop putting a light on you. I think if I was a cop, I'd have done the same. The fact that you're dressed as Michael Myers following a couple of kids down the street.
Right? Yeah.
No wonder.
So as Michael Myers, I'm like, it's been a night because you go and these kids can trick or treat. I mean, they only do it for like a couple hours, but you can hit as many houses as you can, end up with a pillowcase full of candy, and I decided, I pulled a bag out of my pocket. I'm like, I want to get a couple pieces of candy. And so my kids went up to this house, and then they cut through the yard. They didn't come back up the sidewalk. And I walked up, and there was an older woman, an elderly woman, sitting in her chair with a bowl of candy in her lap, and her husband standing behind her. I stayed in character. I walked up, got up there, and I just held the bag open. And the woman's just looking at me, right? And her husband hits her and goes, "Just give him the candy." It was great.
Oh, I love it.
I would have emptied everything into your pillowcase, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done Leatherface. I've done Freddy Krueger. The Leatherface one was great because I had a real chainsaw that didn't have the chain on it, and there was this house that set up on this hill. It was like a real long driveway, and I'm looking across the yard, and this couple come up to me, and she goes, "Hey, can we ask you a favor? Do you see that kid right there with no costume on? He's like the only kid that didn't have a costume. He's just being a jerk, And I go, "Yeah." And they're like, "Could you scare him? He's terrified of Leatherface." And I'm like, I don't know if they go, "We're his parents." I go, "Oh, well, that's a whole different story then, So he's up there, and I started my chainsaw and started running, waving it over my head like in the movie, right? And this kid freaked out, and he was grabbing people. He thought he slipped on the driveway and was grabbing at people's feet and legs and stuff, trying to screaming, "Help me, help me."
Brilliant.
I was like, I can't anymore. This kid's terrified. I'm like, it's okay. I pull my mask off. It's good. Don't be scared. Yeah. I mean, it's Halloween. You should be scared, but
Yeah.
It's probably still having nightmares all these years on.
I know. Trev said Sal loves chainsaws. No, Trev. Sal loves Trev with a chainsaw.
Yeah, it's not because of the chainsaw.
I think I want a chainsaw now.
I know.
Yep.
Oh, I'm lethal with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
I'd have my own arm off.
Yeah, you would.
I have actually killed a full garden of pine trees with a chainsaw. I've trimmed them back that much. They all died off. But what was really good fun was I filled a skip, and then me and my nephew, we were jumping off the ladders into the skip because it was like a big bouncy mattress with all these, these, I don't know, they weren't branches. It was more fir leaves or whatever you call them. And it was like really, really good fun. I'm surprised we didn't break our necks, to be fair.
Jeez.
Me and gardening and chainsaws don't match, but I could use it.
I've seen like 3 people injure themselves with a chainsaw, and it wasn't pretty either time.
No, because it chunks, doesn't it? It doesn't just slice; it chunks.
Well, the chain had broke on 2 of the occasions, and one, the guy just, I don't know what the hell he was doing, but he ended up dropping it onto his thigh while it was going. And I was like, "Oh, I gotta go. I don't want to see this." Another one was my friend. The chain broke, and when it did, it came up and caught the underside of his arm, and just tore it. It was kind of gross.
Yeah,
but I was afraid of chainsaws for the longest time. I wouldn't touch them.
No, bit dangerous for me, I think.
Yeah, I'll never
stick
go
to a
near
screwdriver and things.
Hey, I've been wanting to ask you guys about your ghost hunting.
Yeah.
What's the scariest thing that's happened to you guys?
Oh, we've had a few, haven't we?
Yeah, we've had a few.
Really?
But I think Stoke probably.
It's still Stoke.
Yeah, so Trevor was on, he's heard this about 15 times now, but there's a museum down in Stoke-on-Trent in the UK, which is got thousands upon thousands of haunted artifacts. So
Yeah, it's got things from the Lizzie Borden house. It's got things
Wow.
from
Ed
Gein, all sorts.
yeah, can't remember. There's
Yeah.
loads.
But it's all genuine stuff, and it's all documented as where it's come from.
yeah.
The Conjuring House,
Yeah.
loads of it. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
So so basically there's loads of different rooms that you go and explore.
Oh, I think it
This-
paused a bit. There we go.
Two guys that stay in like the
Your signal's intermittent, Sal.
don't know why.
Seems right. Carry
Might be
on,
something affecting us. Anyway, long story short, there was a particular room in this house that was said to be haunted by a doctor that didn't particularly like women. So we're obviously a team of 4 girls. And we did get a weird feeling walking in that room as though we shouldn't be there or something didn't want us to be there. So this particular night we said, look, I said, I'm not going in this room unless you boys come with us too. So we're being a real chicken. Because they actually said that it's not the nicest place for women to be.
No.
And again, a long story short, they came in. Lara sat in an execution chair and she did spirit box. Estes, yeah. She was chained into this chair. And me and Emma, which is the other team member, were asking questions and Lara were coming out with obscenities, basically.
Well, I think the last thing I
Quite
said
aggressive.
to Emma when Emma spoke was, shut the F up.
Yeah. Anyway, we were asking questions and it were being quite mean. And from under our feet, we heard a bang. So we all went shh, and there was 4 more bangs under his feet to the floorboard shook. And we all went, no way, what is that? Swearing, I need to get out, I need to get out.
Emma, bless her, she just went, I don't like it, I don't like
Yeah.
it, I don't like it, I don't like it, I don't like
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
But the
man.
guys that run the place, they thought somebody were breaking into the building and they went running out to check CCTV outside, inside the building. And they found that the noises came from where all our gear were in the base room.
Mm-hmm.
And with the bangs, you could hear the like cutlery and like cups jingle jangling against each other. And they cannot find a reason of where these bangs came from. And they were really loud, really loud.
Yeah.
So it was something that didn't want us to be in that room. And since we went back in later on in the night, but then since we've been back there, we've had music box going off constantly.
Yeah,
You
we've
can
heard
feel it there.
Yeah, we've heard footsteps above us and
Do you
also-
ladies think that it's like spirits, or have you guys ever encountered anything that you thought may have been demonic?
Yeah, you see,
I don't think so.
my thoughts on like demons and demonic things, I think there is good and bad in everybody and everything. So I think in life you have good and bad people. So I think in the afterlife you have the good and the bad as well. So
Gotcha.
I don't know about like demons, and I don't know why, but in the US there seems to be a lot more of a demonic presence than there is in the UK. And you see, you know, a lot of things about people getting possessed and things like that. But then if you think how small our country is compared to the US, that makes sense because our population is probably what 1% of the population of the US if you compare it.
Thankfully, we've never experienced anything sinister, I don't think.
I think we've come across
Well,
bad
people that are not pleasant.
Yeah.
Like, say, whether they were pleasant in human form or spirit form,
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, we had
sorry,
we're on
that's
the
me.
Ouija board not that long ago, and we had something come through, and it spelled out UFUCK, then off, and then we closed the board down. We went back in and asked for somebody else to come through, and we got the exact same thing coming through again. So we just went.
We
That's
just
it.
stopped it, yeah.
We just cut the session short.
Yeah.
And this is why we started as a team, because we will. For us, it's important that we trust the people that we're with, so that we know that nobody's pushing the planchette or
Right.
Bang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've all known each other for years. So me and Sal have been married for a couple of years now.
Did you nearly forget? It's our anniversary in like 5 days, and it's 2 years.
I said a couple of years.
Yeah, but you had to think about it.
We've been together for about six,
You
7
do it?
years now. I don't
7
know.
years.
7 years.
Well, happy anniversary.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it's this one's birthday tomorrow as well.
I know, yeah.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah,
It is.
busy. But,
Yeah.
but no, we started purely because we trust each other.
Yeah.
And like you, the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
And you want to experience it for yourself and not go along with whatever anybody else comes up with, because you want
Right.
to experience it. And that's what we want to do. And people join us if they want. And if
Yeah.
they don't want to join us, that's fine.
Look at Trevor.
But we have the best time.
Yeah.
Like, we enjoy it, we have a laugh, and we get stuff, and it's good.
Yeah. Trev, the fountain of knowledge. Apparently, the population of the UK is 20% the size of the US.
Oh, there you go.
So that's actually
20.4%.
20.4. So yeah, that's actually more than I thought. But yeah, like you were saying earlier, I think the challenge we have as investigators, we know what happens is real, and we can tell people what's happened and what we've experienced, but you can still kind of see it in a lot of people's face where they're kind of like,
Yeah, right.
oh right, yeah, and you're thinking, I just wish I could have actually put you in that moment so you could see it, so you know
Right.
you understand it. And I'm sure that's the exact same thing with what you do with, you know, when you're looking for Bigfoot, that the stuff that you've come across, you can tell people till you're blue in the face. But if you were to actually get a picture, people would say, oh, that's AI. And before that, oh, that's Photoshop. You know?
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I mean. It's like, you ladies are out there, you're experiencing this stuff for yourself.
Yeah.
And, doesn't matter what somebody else says, you lived through it,
Yeah.
you know? One of the reasons why I was so excited to speak with you guys is I have some questions, about the paranormal, and I was hoping you guys could help me with.
Try.
We'll give it a go.
So, we've got a camera that looks down our hallway, and we had some weird stuff going on. Now, either my wife and I are clairaudient or clairvoyant or something. Something's going on here, and we don't know if we brought it with us or if the people that lived here before us, there was only one other family that lived here, and maybe they invited something in and it was still here. I don't know. But like, example, I was using the bathroom and I heard a growl behind me, and I've got 5 dogs, and I just thought it was my dog, and I looked and I'm like, okay, he must have went back around the corner. So I went around the corner and there was no dogs. So I heard a growl, and then my wife said she heard a growl at one point, and I was like, I don't know what that is. But we also hear like, it sounds like a bunch of people having a conversation, like, and it's at night, like not like super late, but it's late at night. And my wife will be in bed and she'll like, do you hear that? I'm like, people talking? She goes, yeah. I'm like, where's it coming from?
Yeah.
And she goes, there's nothing on. We have nothing turned on. So I'm like, I don't know.
It
And
sounds
we-
like you could have residual, because sometimes it's like
With the talking, yeah.
it's like a recording of a past kind of event that imprinted on the environment, possibly, and
Okay.
you know, that could have been the event of multiple, you know, people talking, and there has been known to be animal spirits as well, which you can, again, it could be a residual thing. I know, you know, you hear out there's lots of people who feel that their pets have visited them, and they can tell, you know, they'll hear something or they'll see something like water drops around the water bowl if they've kept that out. You know, I think I remember reading a story about one woman whose dog passed away for years. It was like a child, and they couldn't bring themselves to put the bed away or the bowl, and had to do the routine of making sure the things were there to help them through the grief. And you know, they saw it's like a shadow of some sorts, but there was water around the water bowl, and in the other room they could hear lapping as well.
Oh,
So
wow.
we weren't sure if that was a like a visit, like a residual visit or something like that.
I think, as Trev says, you're talking about the stone tape theory, which there's plenty of theories, isn't there?
Yeah.
And I think
Have,
a growl
have
was
any of you ladies had anything like touch you or scratch you or anything like that?
Emma.
Yeah, Emma's had something touch her. I've felt like somebody went on my hand, like a really hard blow when there was no breeze. But I've not had anything physically touch me as of yet.
Yeah, Emma's always marked, wasn't she?
Yeah, I had a little mark on her shoulder where she felt like something just touched her shoulder.
Yeah.
I've had something get in bed with me.
I felt that.
In that house?
In this house and in another house that we lived in. And I also, my wife, I sent her on a cruise with her friends. And I was home alone for 2 weeks. And I sit in my recliner with my hands like behind my head, and somebody or something touched me, like right in the crook of my hand right there.
Yeah.
I felt a finger touch me, and it scared the crap out of me. I was like, there's no way. I don't even want to turn around and look to see what it was. But I know something touched me, and I know it wasn't one of my dogs.
Yeah, I think chances are is that probably every property, every bit of land, there's somebody still there doing the things that they always did before, or they're there for a reason, and they just want to know that they're there in every which way that they can present themselves.
Right.
Mean no harm, whether it's a growl or it's something moved, and they just like live with us. I guess that's how I like to think about things, because I felt one night that maybe something, it's like a cat walking over my hair in bed, so it pressed against the pillow, and I
I've had that in my bed too, which I think was we had one of our dogs in the past has died here at home. He died at home from old age. And I want to say it had to have been him. It felt like somebody dropped him on the foot of my bed. And then he started moving around, and he was stepping between my feet. And I'm looking, and there's nothing there. I'm like, whoa, that was crazy.
Have you ever tried doing any like spirit box things in your house, or are you not?
Yes, we have, and we don't get anything every time we've tried.
So if there is something there, like we always say, not performing monkeys, and and as Zoe says, may just be there, from this residual perspective, and occasionally you might hear and feel things, I suppose, but it doesn't sound like it.
The thing is, do you feel any sort of threat, or do you feel
no?
That's it. Because I think if there is something negative in your house, you'd feel it.
You know about
right.
it.
And as long as it doesn't feel negative, then I think it's fine. As Trev's just put there, maybe put some voice recorders on and just leave them running, and then sit back and listen to it. You've got an hour.
Yeah.
See if it picks up anything, especially at that time of night when you hear those voices.
Yeah.
Right.
I've had things move in front of me. It's objects. It was a gift bag tilted up as if someone was peering into it. That is the one that got me.
Yeah.
So I do believe things can move now since that.
I got one of these.
Just leave it out.
Just leave it running. And then when you're bored, just sit back and listen to it. See if it
And
picks
just
anything up.
even get, little cat balls that are cheap chips, and leave them out, and just, put them in places that won't drop off and stuff. But just to see. But it's as we always say, with a little bit, you should be more scared of the living than you should of whatever else.
Definitely.
Especially
It's
in
like
New
it's
York.
like all those Walking Dead movies. It's like, yeah, you got to be mindful of the zombie, but you really got to watch the living.
Do you know, mate? I completely, truly believe that The Walking Dead could be a real thing one day, and it frightens the life out of me. And Trevor, that's on. I hate zombies, so you can put me in a dark room. I will be uncomfortable looking and speaking to somebody, but a zombie is potentially a real thing in my eyes because I'm quite scientific in the fact of my work, and I just think it just takes one dodgy DNA thing and we could all be wiped out. So
Just make sure your best friend is slower than you.
yeah, exactly. They get caught first. Yeah,
And you've got your trainers on.
Say, I don't have to be fast. I just got to be faster than you.
Yeah, happy with that. But no, it's all good fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Well, we strayed off Bigfoot subject, really, didn't we? We'll have to have you back to talk a bit more Bigfoot, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I plan on getting out there this summer to find or relocate that whatever it was, that structure, and really dive into that. But
Yeah.
and again, I'm going to do a solo. I think I'm going to do a solo camping trip out in Happy Valley. So I'll do like a double thing where it'll be part Bigfoot, part whatever else is creeping around out there, you know.
God, you're brave.
Yeah,
you won't find me doing that.
Just make sure you share your coordinates with your wife. So
Yeah.
Right.
So if you go missing,
Yeah.
You want you to. Yeah.
yeah.
Look after yourself.
Definitely.
Yeah, we'll have to have you back and do more Bigfoot chatting, especially after that.
Yeah, once
If
you've
you've
done
been
your,
there,
your
yeah.
camping trip and check that structure.
I wanted to share something with you. Also, wait a minute, is this the one? No, this is not the one. Anyways, I've got all kinds of books, but there's one book. It's called where is it? I'm sorry, ladies.
It's all right.
Anyway, it's the book is called Enoch, and it's a Bigfoot story. It's probably one of the best reads I've ever done with that subject, because basically what it is, it's like a true story kind of thing. This woman who wrote it is an investigator from the Pacific Northwest in the United States, and somebody reached out to her from Florida, and this guy was like really short with his, so she's like, what's going on? Will you talk to me? And he kind of didn't trust her, and took him a bit. So what happened with this guy was he had lost his family tragically, and trying to cope with the pain of that loss. He started when he wasn't at work, he would go to his camp, and it was along one of the rivers in Florida, and something which he eventually named Enoch. It was a Bigfoot that came out, and there was a big log by his camp, and it came out and just sat and started eating his food. And
is this the guy that was living in the swamps for long periods of time?
Yeah, I mean, he still worked. So when he had his free time and on the weekends, he was there. He wasn't at home. He only lived at home, get his showers and stuff like that. But he was always at his camp. And this thing, it's crazy. Because he pulled his gun, and Enoch saw him and just backhanded him. And this guy flew like 10 or 12 feet into his boat, landed in his boat, and woke up the next morning covered in blood from his, hitting his head and getting smacked in the face by a Bigfoot. And then he was like, I'm going to kill this thing the next time I see it. And then it came out again and just sat in his camp, was just sitting there, and he's like, what the heck is going on? Why did you hit me? And then he's like, the gun, must be the gun. It doesn't like the gun. So he put the gun away. Eventually they kind of bonded a little bit, and Enoch took him through the Everglades, like walking through swamps infested with gators and everything else. And this guy's like trying to keep up, but you know, he's got water up to his neck and it's only up to the waist on a Bigfoot, you know. And he finally gets to an open, like a clearing. It's like a grassland kind of area. And he sees a whole bunch of them.
Wow.
And Enoch kind of looked at him and was like, you stay right here. Don't come near my people. So he had to sit there and in the middle of the grass and just watch these things all along where the wood line is and stuff. And they were all interacting and stuff. They had little ones, he said, that would come up and throw stones at him just to get a reaction out of him and stuff. And they say, when I read this, I'm like, geez, I've heard a bunch of accounts where they throw things, and I'm thinking it's the juveniles that are doing it, just trying to get a reaction from the humans, you know.
Oh, that sounds quite cute.
Yeah.
And then so he spent the night there. The next morning he was startled awake by like a wailing, and he kind of looked to see what was going on, and there was a big commotion, and one of them was like crying, screaming, crying, and he looked and they were holding a little one, and I guess overnight one of their babies had died or something. And so he's like, oh, watching what's going on. And they walked into like where it wasn't so crowded, like in the woods or whatever. And he's kind of standing at a distance and he's looking. And one of because there were like several that were helping, one of the Bigfoot grabbed like a sapling and just pulled it out of the ground. They dug the hole. They placed the baby there and put and then planted the tree back over the top of the baby. And you'd never know that anything had, you know. So you're like, how come nobody's found them? I'm like, well, if they're doing that and they're burying them underneath saplings, you're never going to find them unless you uproot a tree, you know.
True, yeah.
So it's a good book.
I'm going to have to look for that now. Because
next book.
Next
you
book.
nearly finished your last one.
Yeah, no, that's my next book in car.
Well, on the way to work. She's going to find it now.
I'm going to find it now.
It's a really. I'm not much of a reader unless the book can really grab me. You know.
Same that I listen in the car because I can't sit and read a book. But I'm quite happily in the car for work, and it's better than radio.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I sit in my chair, and if I get a good book, and boy, this one just grabbed a hold of me. And when I was done with it, my wife started reading it, and she couldn't put it down either. She was like, "Holy cow!" You know. And we start talking about the different things that were going on in the book.
I think this is the different one. This is an ancient, non-canonical Jewish work. Estimates vary on the actual dates of all the. No, that's not it.
That's not the one. No.
I'll find it. Though.
But no, we've both been listening to the Ghostwriter House. We were talking to Brian last week, who owns the house that the book was written about, and it's actually really good.
Yeah,
isn't it? It's a really good
House.
book.
Yeah, that's really good.
We've been really enjoying it. So Sal's a little bit further ahead than me, but
yeah. Anyway, I'll look
awesome.
for the.
Trev's just sent you a link.
Yeah.
I wish well done.
This book is really starting to bother me. I mean, I've got books like that one, and it's basically just true life encounters. So it's basically talking about that kind of stuff. But I can't find the Enoch book for the life of me.
I've just seen here as well. Our friend Corey's in, and he's the Unidentified Flying Project. Now, you guys need to sort of get in touch, I think, and have a good chat because you're both into sort of similar sort of things. I think you'd get on really well. Yeah. So, give each other a follow.
Yep. Yeah. Read this one also.
The Creature.
The Creature.
Yep. This is a weird story. This one will make you wonder what the heck was going on. This guy, you know, whatever it was, the Bigfoot that came to visit that guy was sick, and eventually it died on his property. And he's like, I how do I get rid of this thing? You know, and I don't want to bring a bunch of attention to it, you know, because he felt like he didn't want people to know that it was there or it existed for real. So, and what gets me about the story is like he dismembered this thing to get it into the back of his like a station wagon, and then he drove from Pennsylvania across the border into New York, and then he buried it. And he keeps telling everybody he forgets where it was, and there have been other people that are trying to find it, you know, like it's there somewhere, you know, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Wow.
So we've got
there you go, plenty to be reading.
Yeah, plenty to be listening to. That's true. Yeah. But,
Yep.
So we're going to head off now, probably, because
yes, ma'am.
Feed the cat.
do you know, it's been fab having you on.
Yeah.
Like, really.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate your time.
Yeah, I appreciate you ladies and what you do too. Just please be careful.
Yeah, you too. And,
You
and
too.
I hope
All the best for your recovery, with your health as well. I hope it's quick.
Thank you so much, ladies.
your health back.
And we definitely want to hear about your camping trip and your exploration of that structure when you go.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Say hello to all your dogs, because we're very much animal friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
So give them a pat from us. And
Yes,
but yeah,
ma'am.
genuinely, thanks for coming on. It's been really interesting. So
Thank you for having me. It's been great.
good. All right, guys, we'll go off and go to bed shortly.
I know.
For us.
All right.
See you later, guys. Thanks so much,
Okay.
everybody else.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.